Hello year ones, hello squirrels, and hello to hedgehogs that are joining us today. Now, you are going to be learning with me, Miss Hocking, for most of our time when we are doing our remote learning at home, okay? Now, you've just had your Christmas break. I hope you've had a lovely time. I'm sure that Santa brought you some lovely presents because all of the children in year one are such good boys and girls. And so I know that Santa had a very, very long list of things that he wanted to bring you to say well done for such a brilliant year, behaving beautifully for your parents and for your teachers at Woodlands. So today in our maths lesson, we're going to have a really fun time and we're going to start off by doing some preparation for some work that we're going to do later on in the week. You will need some paper. I'm using Post-it notes because I like the colour of them, but you could just use some normal coloured paper or some paper, you could colour it in. Whatever you would like to do is absolutely fine. You need two different colours, so you can maybe have a blue and a pink, or you could maybe have a green and a yellow. It doesn't matter, but they can't be white, so you'll need to colour them in if you do only have white paper. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make our own counters, and you need 10 counters that are one colour and you need 10 counters that are a different colour. Now, I have drawn around my orange juice bottle from earlier, drawn around that, and I'm just going to cut out my counter. And I'm going to do that 10 times so that I've got 10 counters that all match each other and they are all the same colour. And when I have done that, I'm going to start with a different colour and I'm going to make some different counters, okay? So when I'm finished, I'll have 10 like this and I will have 10 that are pink. Now, I'm not going to do that on video because that's going to be so boring for you to watch. But why don't you pause the video now and go make your own counters? And you can join me again and unpause me when you're finished, okay? Now, once you have finished with your counters, put them somewhere nice and safe. And you're not going to use them today necessarily. You can if you want to. And we're going to put them somewhere safe so that you can use them a different day, okay? Now today, the main part of our lesson is making an addition machine. For your addition machine, you will need 2 empty toilet rolls or paper tubes, maybe from a kitchen roll cut in half or from some toilet rolls that have run out in your house. You'll need a box of some sort, maybe a shoe box works well, or you can use a bowl or anything that's just quite big. I'm using a shoe box because I've got some fancy new trainers for Christmas. And you just need to put it somewhere where you can see it, okay? Next thing you'll need to do is stick your cardboard tubes onto a piece of paper, okay? I've just used some sellotape because I think it works a bit better on there, okay? And then what I've done is I've stuck 2 pieces of white paper here. I've only done that so that you can see them properly when I stick the Post-it notes on. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's entirely up to you. And I'm going to put that into my addition machine. I'm just going to strap it in with a bit of tape there to make sure that my addition machine stays upright, okay? Now, those of you that have got really good eyesight might have noticed that there is a symbol here in the middle of our addition machine. Can you please tell your grown-up, what does this symbol mean? It's got a very special meaning. What does it mean? Okay, now I'm sure most of you said add or plus or addition. Absolutely, you are totally right. These are all ways to describe this symbol. And when we do addition in our class, some of you might remember we use our add sign. So we have something, add, something, equals, and then whatever the answer is. But we haven't got an equal sign at the moment, so I'm going to add on an extra equal sign that I've done here at the bottom of my machine, and it's going to just stay there nice and secure, okay? Now, the things that you're going to put into your addition machine are going to be anything that you can find around the house. You might like to use your brand new counters that you've used, they fit nicely, or you might like to use anything you've got. So I've got some pasta here because I know all of us tend to have pasta in our houses, probably the raw stuff, you don't want it when it's squidgy. I've got some tomatoes here. Maybe you might have some cubes or some Lego bricks, or anything that you want to use is absolutely fine as long as they fit through your tubes. Okay, now first of all, I am going to use some tomatoes. And the first thing that I'm going to do is choose 2 numbers to add together. So I'm going to choose, 1. So I've written 1 on one of my Post-it notes. You might like to write it on a piece of paper and blue tack it on. So I've got 1, add I'm going to choose the number 3. Now, some of you might be able to do 1 add 3 already. That's fine. That's great. That means that you'll just need to challenge yourself with your grown-up when you do this yourselves. So we've got 1 add 3. Now, what I'm going to do first of all is use my tomatoes, and I'm going to put, how many do you think I'm going to put in this side? Tell your grown-up, how many do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be 19? Probably not. We're going to use 1. Okay, so I'm going to put 1. I'm only joking. We're going to put 1 in there, and we're going to put 3 in here. So ready? 1. You can count with me, please. 2 and 3. Okay, so I've put all of my things into my addition machine. I've put 1 in this tube, 3 in this tube, and I'm going to find out how many is in there, and I'm going to write it on my post-it note and stick it onto here. So I've got in here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 tomatoes. So I've written my number 4, and I'm going to stick it on my addition machine. Now the next part. What I want you to do is use a piece of paper and a pencil, or whatever you've got, a pen, a whiteboard, whatever it is you've got is great. You're just going to write it down. And I want you to write down whatever number sentences you have found. So I've found that 1 add 3 equals 4. Now you might be able to use slightly bigger numbers, and you might have much more items that you want to count up and find out. I want you to list all of your addition sentences, show me a picture of your addition machine, and send it over on our Teams. Now have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you again soon for some English. Bye!